Good morning guys, it's Monday the 1st of March and here is your starter. Hit pause on the screen now to have a go at these questions. We're going to move on and look at our answers together in 3, 2 and 1. I hope you've got your answers and questions written down. Here are our answers, so press pause again, give yourself a mark, remember a tick if you've got it and a dot if not. We're going to have a look at today's lesson in 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Here we go. So today's lesson we're going to be doing some revision on multiplying and dividing by 6. One of the things I noticed when you did your fraction quiz at the end of last week is that some of our multiplication and divisions are still a little bit wobbly. If we want to be on the same page when we all come back to school in just a week's time, this is really going to help us to get there. So we're going to do some revision this week on our major times tables. Now there's an activity on the screen in front of you. I'd like you to press pause and see how much you can do by yourself. Then when you're ready, we're going to unpause and I'll show you what I would have done and we can check our answers together. So press pause and have a go now. Okay, let's have a little look together. So the first thing we have to do here is to count in sixes and colour in the grid. I've got my highlighter ready, a lovely green colour. Hopefully we know the first number, if we're counting in sixes, is going to be 6. Then 12. Then 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72. Those are our times tables. You might have spotted there's a pattern here developing. They're all in a row. The reason that this pattern has appeared is because in each line here we've got 12, and in every lot of 12 we have 6. And we have double the 6, so 6 and 12, 18 and 24, 30 and 36. And they're all lining up nice and neatly. It wouldn't look this way if our rows were in tens, because this 12 would then appear down here, we'd get a more horizontal pattern. If you continue to count in sixes, hopefully you realise we would then have 78, 84, 90, 96 and so on and so forth. They're all falling into these two columns. There we go, and I'm going to change my highlighter for a nice pencil now. So next we've got some multiplication questions, and we can either do these by adding on sixes, repeated addition, we can do these by knowing our times tables, or by using the grid we've just filled out to help us. So first of all, 2 times 6. Now I know that's 12, I could check it by adding 2 lots of 6. I can come here and see 1, 2, 12. Whichever method is going to work for you. In the long run, knowing your times tables and being able to get them like that is going to be much easier, much quicker, because you won't always have a grid to help you and you won't always have time to go and add sixes one after the other, especially in exam conditions. So knowing your times tables is really going to help. If you don't know your sixes off by heart yet, I really recommend you spend today practicing them as hard as you can. Just a little bit of time every day will make all the difference. The next one we have to fill out here is 12 times 6. So 12 times 6 is 72, 5 times 6 is 30, 8 times 6, we can come back to our chart and check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 48. 7 times 6 is 42, and 6 times 6, the squared number, 6 squared, is 36. There we go. Now we've got a question, how many blocks are there? In each stack of blocks, there are 6 blocks. So we've got 3 lots of 6. That's 3 times 6. We could always write 6 times 3. And the answer to both of these is going to be 18. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lots of 6. So we could write 8 times 6 or 6 times 8. And the answer to both of these is 48. And then finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 lots of 6, or we can write 6 times 9. The answer to both is 54. There we go. Let's have a look at another problem together. So I have some flowers here, lovely flowers in my beautiful pots, and I'm being asked how many flowers there are altogether. So how many different ways could we solve this? What's the most efficient method? Now the first thing that jumps to mind is we can just count up all these flowers one by one, but that might take us some time. If we want to be a bit quicker, a bit more efficient, we can see that each of these flower pots is exactly the same. So they're going to have exactly the same number of flowers. So I just need to count up one pot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 in this pot, which means there's 6 in all of these pots because they're the same. So I can see I've got 4 lots of 6. Now I could add these up, but that's going to be a little bit slow. 6 add 6, that's 12. Add 6 is 18. Add 6 again is 24. If I want to be the most efficient, I can just do 4 lots of 6. 4 times 6 is 24. And that's going to be the quickest way to get there. But there were lots of different ways that we could have solved this problem. Let's have a look at another. So time for you to have a go. Let me just make this a little bit bigger for you. We've got some plates here, plates of pears I think, or maybe really, really tiny grapes, it's hard to tell. But in any case, each plate is exactly the same. There are 6 fruit on each plate. Can we use these plates to help us find the missing numbers to these calculations? So if you know your times tables, you can get these straight away. If you don't, you're going to have to spend a little bit longer using these plates and counting up to help you. Have a go at these questions and I'm going to share the answers with you in 3, 2 and 1. So 4 times 6 is 24. That was 4 lots of 6 there. 6 times 6 is 36 and we could have counted on another 2. 8 times 6 is going to be 48 and again just count on another 2 plates. There's 8 altogether. Okay, another question for us to have a go at. So we've got a lovely fun fair ride here, a Ferris wheel, and each carriage can seat 6 people. So how many carriages would we need for 24 people? Well, if we can get 6 people in each carriage, how many 6s will give us 24? If we know our 6 times tables, we'll get the answer like that. If we don't, we'll need to spend a little bit longer counting up our 6s. But I know that 1 lot of 6, well that's just 6. I know that 2 lots of 6 is 12. I know that 3 lots of 6 is 18. And I know that 4 lots of 6 is 24. That's the amount of people I wanted. I've got 6 people in each carriage, which means I've got 4 carriages. That's a little bit of wobbly writing there. But we need 4 carriages to fit 6 people in. Now it's your turn to have a go at a word problem. And this one's got a little bit of a twist. Nails come in boxes of 100. A crate holds 6 boxes, so 6 of these. A shop has ordered 4,800 nails. How many crates have they ordered? Pause the screen, see if you can have a go at this one by yourself. I promise your 6 times table will help you. We're going to have a look at the answer together in 3, 2 and 1. So let's have a look at this question together. So if a crate holds 6 boxes of 100, that's 6 lots of 100, which is 600. This shop has ordered 4,800. Now these numbers look really, really familiar. If these numbers hadn't been multiplied by 100, we would have 6 and 48. And we know those numbers. 48 is in the 6 times table. We know that 6 lots of 8 is 48. And if we know 6 lots of 8 is 48, then we also know that 600 lots of 8 is going to be 4,800. I wonder, can you see the link we've made there? What's changed in both of these numbers? So we can see now that the shop has ordered 8 crates of 600 nails. 8 crates, 6 boxes, 100 nails in each box. A question that looked really, really, really tricky. But if we know our 6 times table facts and how we can twist them to help us, then we can find the answer without too much fuss. Questions like this are really, really nasty sometimes because they look really complicated, really tricky, but all you really need is your times table knowledge. So when you're faced with a question like this, always make sure you stop, you think, read it again, and look for any numbers that you're familiar with. Just like I spotted that 48 and that 6 in our 4,800 and 600, You can spot those numbers that you know and use the number facts that you know to help you solve the problem. Okay, now it's over to you. I'd like you to head on to Teams and have a go at today's task. And remember, if there are any tricky questions, stop, slow down, read them once, read them twice, check for what you know. If you're still stuck, don't worry, just reach out and ask the teachers for help. We'll see you soon. Take care and make sure you practice your 6 times tables. Bye.